Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a video just explaining how I like to package my bracelets for my Etsy shop. As you can see here, I like to package my keychains and my bracelets on these little display cards here. So here is what we're going to be packaging today. They are these adorable pumpkin dinosaur keychains. I love these. To make the base of the card, I'm going to first grab some cardstock, and then I'm going to place my keychain on the cardstock and draw a rough outline around the keychain with a pencil of how big I want my display card to be. So I'm grabbing my paper trimmer. This thing is literally incredible. It's just this little board that has this nice grid on it, and it has this little slicing tool that just slices through your paper. It is literally the best thing ever. If you do anything with paper, you definitely need one of these. It is the best. I got mine from Target. It was like $20. It's just the best thing ever. So you can't really see here, but I am just trimming my little card down, just using my guidelines. This thing cuts so easily and makes really straight edges. Then here I'm just using the card that I already cut to make guidelines, to make two more cards as well with like the scrap paper left over. And then I am just trimming those here as well. So now I have my three little display cards for each keychain. So now it's time to put scrapbook paper on them. Here is my bin of like 12 different scrapbook paper pads that I have. Each pad has about 48 sheets, and here is just one of them. Each pad is usually around $20 each, but I would never pay that price, and each one I got for about $5 or $6. Since my keychains are like Halloween-y, I found these two pads that are like autumn themed that have like pumpkins and leaves and stuff. So I'm just flipping through these and trying to find a paper that would look really good with my keychains. So here I found this really pretty white background with like acorns and leaves, and I'm also just flipping through the other pad here just to see if there's any other better options. I found this pumpkin one, which I thought would be cute because like the keychains are like pumpkins, so I don't know. So I'm just positioning my keychain on the background of each of these and trying to see which one would look better, and I ultimately decided that I liked the acorns a whole heckin' lot better than the pumpkins, so we're gonna go with the acorns today. So I have my big sheet of scrapbook paper, and I'm going to flip this over to the back side, and I'm going to take one of my display cards and just use this as a guide to basically just make some markings so I know how big I need to cut each card of the scrapbook paper. And then once again, I'm grabbing my trusty old paper trimmer. This just makes this process so much quicker and easier. And I'm just going to be slicing along the markings that I made to cut each display card out of the scrapbook paper. And this whole sheet is obviously left over, but I will obviously save that for a later project. And then as you can see here, I'm going in for the smaller details and just slicing those bad boys up. Ew. Now I have to attach the scrapbook paper with the cardstock, so I'm setting down just a scratch paper to protect my surface, and I like to use glue. It's probably less efficient, but I don't know, I just think it works well. So I'm just gluing the back of the cardstock and then just placing the scrapbook paper on top. I have packaged other bracelets since I filmed this video, and I actually used a tape runner, and it was a lot quicker, but I feel like it doesn't attach them as well as the glue, so I don't know which one I'll continue using, but you know. And then I obviously repeat the same process for my two other cards. And there's all three of them done. They look so beautiful, but obviously these are handmade, so they're not going to be perfect, so there usually is some like paper hanging over or just uneven edges, so I usually just have to go back in and just trim up the sides just to make sure they look all nice and pretty. Once that is all done, I have to attach the string. If you can see here, there is a string that attaches the keychain to the card. So now I have to basically thread that string through my cards. So I'm first taking just some leftover string. I usually use whatever color I want, usually black or white, and I'm just struggling to grab a piece of this. So here's my little sewing kit thing. I have all the tools I need to make this. I'm first grabbing my yarn needle, You want to make sure that it's a yarn needle because the eye is a lot wider than most other needles, so it can fit your embroidery floss through. And then I'm also using a seam ripper just because it is a lot sharper than the yarn needle, so it can puncture the card easier. So here I'm positioning my keychain on my card how I want it, and then using a pencil to mark a dot where I would like to thread the string through. And then using my seam ripper, I'm just going to puncture a hole where I made the mark, just like so. And then I'm going to take my leftover embroidery floss and thread my yarn needle through, just like so. And then I'm going to thread my needle through the hole of the card. Once it's threaded through, I'm going to just pull my needle out and the string is now through the hole. And then I'm going to go through the other end of my string and thread the other end through the needle again. And I'm going to kind of hold the string down that I already threaded through so that there's room to thread the needle through again. And I'm going to kind of pull this through, but I'm going to make sure I'm leaving room so I can thread my keychain on. So I'm putting my thumb just to kind of hold the string in place and create that loop. And then I like to pull the shorter string kind of through more so there's not as much excess hanging off the back. So I'm kind of just pulling that up and then pulling the other string so it's a little shorter of a loop. And then here now I'm taking my keychain and just hooking that onto the loop and then just pulling it tight just like so. And it's threaded on, yay! Then I'm just going to cut any excess string off. I like to leave, I think that's about like 1.5 inches or so of thread on the back. You want to be careful at this point not to lift up your card because the keychain is heavy and will cause the string to fall right out of the hole. To secure the threads on the back, I like to use washi tape. I have an insane amount of washi tape. This box is so deep, like it literally just keeps going. Like I'm literally digging my hand and there's just like washi tape everywhere. It's bad, I know. Moving on, I'm just going through my washi tape trying to find just some tape that kind of matches like the theme or like the colors or whatever of the card or the bracelet or anything. So I found that pumpkin one. There's like bats. I have so many washi tapes. Anyways, so I decided to go with the pumpkins. I thought it matched because it's a pumpkin dinosaur. It works. And all I'm doing for this is just cutting a small piece of tape off and then just making sure my string is pulled all the way taut and it's positioned nicely and just taping the string down. I usually use 2 pieces of tape and I just stick it on and it looks so cute. So I do the whole puncturing and threading and taping for each of my keychains until I've done all of them. Now we are almost done. They look so good, but there is one final touch I like to add to each of my display cards. So as you can see here, I like to put this little sticker with my handle that is attached to each card. I think it just kind of adds a nice touch. So to get these, I actually opened up a Google Doc and I wrote my handle in this cool font and played around with some different designs and stuff and printed it out onto shipping labels. My mom gets these for free because she works at a school, and I just copied and pasted it like a million times and then just printed it out so that the shipping labels, like the backing is like sticky, so it's basically just like a sticker that I can just stick on all my cards, which is amazing. So I'm just using my paper trimmer to cut out each of the little lines of my name and stuff into little strips here. And then once they're cut into strips, I just go back in with a pair of scissors and just cut them on the sides and just cut off the excess, just like so. And then I just peel off the backing and it's literally just a sticker, and then I just kind of eyeball it and just kind of stick it down onto the side of my card here. I don't use anything to like measure it or whatever. It's handmade, it's not going to be perfect. And that is basically it, all done. I think it looks so good. So here they are, all done. I am literally so in love with how these turned out. I love my packaging as well. Some people might think that it is a bit extra, but I really like to craft and do things with my hands, so I just absolutely love doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys all again in my next video.